Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to try different diets throughout history. Let's go. This is the first thing you just thought about was the sweet packet, wasn't it? No, still I can't do this. Find yourself, a breastfeeding mom. In today's video, I will be trying the different diets dominant throughout history, all the way from the first human life forms to 2025. Which one of these eras will be the best?
Eddie starts his journey way back, around 2.5 million BC, in the Paleolithic era, with the very first hunter-gatherers. This was before humans had even discovered fire. So the first one is the Paleolithic era.
Paleolithic era.
Yes, this is about 2.5 million BC. So in front we've got some raw meat and we've got some berries. This would be found in the wild, eaten with your hands.
Okay. So berries. I don't like berries. I like meat. The human diet is perfect. Obviously, the berries have been seasonal. I can't lie. I'd rate this an A because I believe that we are supposed to eat this as human beings, red meat. So I rate this as an A. Listen, guys, fire changed everything. For the first time, people were cooking food and it completely transformed how humans ate forever.
This is when hunter-gatherers would have discovered fire.
Let me try the meat.
This is boar.
That's quite nice. And the blueberries again. Imagine having all that taste in your mouth at once.
What about in terms of like the nutritional value?
Nutritional value. So they say they can get some nutrients from there, but I personally don't believe that they are bioavailable to us. Discovering fire helped humans a lot, but it also made us, cook things like potatoes, rice, which we can survive on, but it's not our food. I believe that anything that we have to cook the hell out of to be able to eat, it's not our food. Actually, I never used to eat red meat because I liked it well done. Actually, you're just killing all the nutrients. I went to a restaurant once and just a chef, sitting as a chef, and said, how do you like your steak? And she said blue. I'm like,
what? Flip is blue.
When it came, I thought, oh my God, that's nice. That's how I'm going to have my steak from now on. But I believe that a hunter-gatherer would have cooked it to this or even more. B, 100%.
Moving forward to around 10,000 BC and the agricultural revolution. This was a game changer. Animals were domesticated, giving access to milk, cheese, and meat. Farming became a way of life, and bread made from grains became a daily staple. Now arrived in 10,000, 8,000 BC, the rise of the agricultural revolution, we have increased population, and the start of some diseases.
Some diseases, or most diseases.
There's less meat. This is some barley.
Barley.
What do you think about this one?
The rabbit's meat. So I'd say maybe a C. Nutrition-wise, there's not much in it. It's all just carbohydrate. And the rabbit's meat, but there's not that much fat in it. I think meat has to have fat with it.
What influence would you place on the agricultural revolution in terms of setting us on a pathway to how most humans eat these days?
I think it is the downfall of mankind. We ended up eating things that we're not supposed to eat, growing crops and staying in one place. Right now, we live in a world where there are some people who don't even leave the rooms. They work in an office, then they finish, sit in another box, then they go home, sit in another box. I don't think human beings are supposed to just settle. This is not the best kind of food because it's not nutrient dense like the red meat. So I give this D.
Dairy only came from sheep and goats. What do you think about that?
The good thing was that they were not being pasteurized and homogenized, so they were raw. But personally, I don't think we should be drinking milk either. I think human beings are the only adult animals that drink the milk meant for another animal's baby. So if you want milk, find yourself, a breastfeeding mum. Welcome to the Iron Age. Big stews bubbled away in cauldrons, grains were everywhere, and here's where Britain's beer culture began.
And we've got here some salty porridge because we didn't have sugar yet. And there was an increased access to farm animals, so you got a bit of lamb there.
Did you say that's salty porridge?
Salty porridge, baby.
Salty porridge is not the one. As somebody who lived on porridge every day for like 40 years, every time I see porridge, I get angry. This is the beginning of illness, because people are consuming a lot of this, especially poor people. They consume more of this than, let's say, the rich people that could afford meat.
By 43 AD, the Roman invasion had begun. New herbs, fruits, and spices arrived, and their projects opened up trade so more people had access to a variety of goods. This is 43 to 410 AD with a strong...
43 to 410 AD.
Yeah, a strong European influence now on British food.
So there's a Roman Britain, yeah?
Yes.
What is this white?
Some goat's cheese there.
Goat's cheese.
Goat's cheese, bread, venison.
So it's a bit like feta.
Olives, yes.
So I know what they used to do. They used to put the bread, olive oil.
Etty Abbey having bread.
Obviously, the Romans didn't live for very long. The bread, this is all sugar, obviously. This is quite nutritious, isn't it? Apart from this, you got nutrients in there. You got olive oil, which is good for you, or olives, and you got the meat. So yeah, this is good. I'm ready to see it. Entering the medieval period, diets split along class lines. The rich feasted on exotic meats like peacock and swan, while the poor survived on a thick vegetable stew called pottage.
Now in the medieval period, this is 1500 to 500 AD, and the rich ate mainly just meat, little veg, as it was considered poor man's food.
So this was for the rich, but they would have eaten it with their hands.
I feel like they probably would have knife and forked here.
Let's do the knife and fork. A big meat feasting culture. What meat is this?
This is boar. They would do a lot of wild, funky animals, peacock, swan, goose.
This, to me, is the best so far. Because the first one, I'll give this an A+.
So you just had a rich person's dish, so this is now a poor person's dish. This is a vegetable soup.
When you look at it, when you think about it, logically, does it not make sense? We told of vegetables you should eat the rainbow and then forget about meat because meat contains saturated fat and it's not good for that's all nonsense. Whereas back in the day, the rich people ate meat and the poor people ate vegetables. That's what I'm trying to say. Humans are apex predators. An apex predator eats meat. It's okay. It's not going to kill you. It's about a single ingredient. It's all natural. You're not going to live as long as the person who's eating this alone. That's a fact. So yeah, it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. Because you've got the carrots, it's quite sweet. Look at the onion, so it's not too bad. Honestly, if you have a choice between these two, eat this. This, you can survive on it. It will fill you up, but for optimal health, that's not the best. That's interesting. Poor person, rich person, even though now we're told we should have a rainbow, lots of vegetables. Anyway.
Starting in 1485 with Henry VII's victory over Richard III, the Tudor era carried on the class divide. The wealthy enjoyed feasts with foods from the New World, while the poor's diet changed minimally. But one dish symbolises the time. the meat pie, a Tudor favourite and still part of British culture today.
So what is this?
This is a meat pie. She has ox cheek in it.
Ox cheek, okay.
Yes. Edward VIII. Yeah, cheese.
Edward VIII, yeah. I actually like it. I can't lie. I think it's quite nice. Obviously, there's pastry, but a pie is got like meat in it. It's quite meaty. You know, in Ghana, there's a myth. I don't know if you've heard guys said it before. Ghanaians like eggs. Ghanaians is a very common myth. It's 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 a very common myth. This is because they say to you, your mum will say to you, you leave the meat for your dad and eat the eggs. So you end up growing up eating lots of eggs because the meat was always kept for the dad. So that's why Ghanaians love eggs. By the 1700s, the goods of empire were everywhere. Tea, coffee, and sugar became daily staples. And at the same time, the Sunday roast was born. So what's this?
Got Yorkie puds, man.
Yorkshire pudding. Do you know, I think I've only had a Yorkshire pudding about twice in my life.
Really?
I can't stand it.
Yorkshire puddings were actually to cover the fact that there wasn't that much meat on the plate.
Yeah, but it was a dumb idea, though. You're not supposed to worry about what's on the plate. What's worry about the nutrients that you're getting it. There are no nutrients. There's nothing in here that your body needs. What is it?
It's essentially pancake mix, but you roast it instead of fry it.
And then they got the vegetables, yeah?
Yeah.
Carrot and what is that?
Like parsnip again.
Parsnip, okay. It's like a normal roast, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Stuffing,
stuffing.
meatless stuffing though. But there's also the rise of tea, coffee, sugar, tobacco, and a lot of drugs.
So what is this?
So this is a Battenberg cake, very classic.
Battenberg cake. It's just too sweet. You know what I mean? But since I started eating differently, my taste buds are so whatever. I can't, when something is really, really sweet. I used to love Oreos back in the day. And I think a couple of years ago, I tried to have an Oreo. I couldn't have it. It was too sweet. I think, yeah. Well, let's try this.
The Viennese Oreo.
It's so too sweet, do you know what I mean?
What would you rate it then as a meal? As like a combo?
As a combo, tea, because we got meat there, and the vegetables, they won't do it, they won't harm you. Yeah, and then this is potato, and that's all starch. We don't realize that starch is one of the things that harms us, because we're not meant, I don't think we're meant to be eating starches, because all of this is processed. It has to be processed. The potato has to be cooked. You can't eat raw potato. And this is also has to be, this is not raw, it's, you can't eat that raw. And obviously this is just sugar. That's when sugar came on the scene. So this is not a good meal. That's okay. That's the meat is the only thing I go for. But if you eat vegetables, that won't harm you. But the potatoes and all that all the time, you hear somebody say, oh, my nan ate like this. She lived to 96. I mean, we actually know now that 60 is middle age, that the human being can actually live up to 120 comfortably. I wouldn't eat this all the time, knowing what I know now. So yeah, this, I'll give it an F, fail. And then this maybe a D, because there's meat there. And yeah, that's it.
flying into the 20th century with a bang. World War II shaped diets for an entire generation. Rationing began in 1940 with the Dig for Victory campaign encouraging families to grow their own food. But for most, rations meant preserved, non-perishable goods. 1940s Britain, and you were getting a ration pack.
1940s Britain.
And this would have been 24-hour ration pack, not just one meal.
24-hour ration pack.
Yes.
That's salt.
Some salt, yeah.
Sweets. Sugar. Chocolate. Tea bags. Chocolate buttons. Biscuits. Not my kind, but crackers. That's chopped, that's like chopped ham.
Yeah, like spam or corned beef.
Spam, yeah. Apart from maybe this, I mean, let's look at the ingredients. This is basically, you know, this is everything about, I mean, this is sugar, the tea bags, you know, whatever. Salt, okay, got a bit of salt. There's nothing healthy here.
I was shocked to see how many sugar products were
It's so sugar. This is sugar, this is sugar, this is sugar, this is sugar, and that's sugar. And then the only thing that's not sugar is like the tea bags, obviously, and then salt, and then that's it. That's mad.
I was going to say one of the only probably like nutritional positives from that sort of food would have been kids going to the countryside to live on the farm.
In the farms, yes, yeah, yeah. And then probably eating some meat and some proper food, yeah. But the kids were sent from the cities to go to live on the farms, but not this. This is not, wow, this is amazing. You said from A to Z. This is a Z, there's nothing here. I just thought maybe there's a bit of meat here, but this is like the fourth ingredient, sugar. So it's still not good for you. The 1960s brought economic booms and a hunger for convenience. Supermarkets spread and frozen food exploded, but it marked the beginning of real cooking disappearing from daily life.
of a freezer being in the home, so a lot of frozen foods were popular at this time.
Is it okay if I don't eat any of this? So, can I ask a question? Fish finger, what is it? What's in the fish finger?
Initially it was cod, but then they overfished, so they had to replace it with fish like pollock and plaice,
And so
but they didn't say it was.
What's on it?
Breadcrumb coating.
Somebody would say
Oh, you got vegetables there, that's not too bad.
potatoes, even if you make it yourself, the chips, it is still sugar. Your body treats it as sugar. And that, it's got bread on it. You know, why don't you just make, I suppose it's freezer food, isn't it? But they could have just frozen the cod, frozen the fish, and then taken it out and served it. Maybe if I've been trapped on the moon for about a year without any food, I may consider it. But no, I would rather fast. It's a no for me. I know, because you gotta be a piece, and in theory, there's a little bit of fish in there. Plus, this is just single ingredient food, not much sugar. So I'd give it maybe an E. Yeah.
What would you say to people who still eat like this?
Wake the up.
By the 1980s, convenience kept climbing, with the microwave leading the charge. Quick meals and eating on the move replaced big family dinners. The feast gave way to fast food, matching the culture of quick money and fast living. So here we've got a nice chicken tikka masala, a very British dish.
This is when the microwave, generation came out. Just bang everything in the microwave. Some people never what. And then sometimes you say to them, "Do you know what the ingredients are?" They well, don't know. So you look at this particular chicken. They got chicken in it, of course, but then this is rice, and your body treats this as sugar. If you're eating rice thinking that, oh, it's complex carbohydrates, it's a polysaccharide, it's sugar. Trust me. As soon as you put that in your mouth, as an enzyme called amylase, it breaks it down to sugar straight away. The time it takes for the glucose from this to enter your blood is almost the same as sugar. Now, if you want to eat this chicken, it's best to wash all the crap off it to eat it, because There's no single ingredient in here. Rapeseed oil is in it about 10 times. I don't know what that's about. You know, when you think about seed oils, they were not actually meant for human consumption. You know, somebody says canola oil. Do you know what actually canola means? It means Canada oil. Our grandparents and stuff used to cook with lard and, you know, some beef dripping. And so we're told that they contain, you know, saturated fat, and it's going to raise your cholesterol, even though they didn't have a problem with cholesterol. Then all of a sudden, we all started being introduced to seed oils. You know, you got the rapeseed oil, or canola oil, or vegetable oils, so many of them. They are not food. They cause inflammation. They get into your joints. It takes years for your body to get rid of them. So if you're eating this all the time, you're a fool. You need to stop. I remember when microwave foods started, and it became so popular. And then obviously now you got the microplastics as well. You're actually heating the food up in plastic, and whether you like it or not, the plastic melts into the food. So this is not good for you. You know, this if you eat this all the time, you're asking for some metabolic illness somewhere.
The 1990s pushed it even further. Instant noodles, snack bars, low-fat and diet-fat products filled the shelves, whereas real food became an inconvenience and a chore.
That's when sweet explosion of this sweetness. Okay, then what is this?
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. I would not do this. I'm really sorry.
This is supposed to be the diet culture.
It's supposed to be the diet culture.
You're not gonna, that's the one you don't do.
Keep you low fat. Everything's low fat. You see, they managed to convince us that low fat products were the best. So we started eating low fat stuff. This Rivita was deemed to be one of the best things that happened to man. And then low fat cottage cheese. And then this became health food. In fact, if you look at this, you got green. That means it's actually good for you. You know, it means it's actually healthy. The green means it's healthy. Don't drink this.
This is the introduction of snack culture as well. So we've got some crisps and a pot noodle.
This is the time that they started talking about if you want to lose body fat, you need 3 proper meals and 3 snacks in the between to speed up your metabolism. You know, that's what I studied as well. That's all nonsense. Because if you eat this, your body converts it to sugar straight away. There's no difference between this and sugar. Same as that. God, I swear to God, I can't. No, Celine, I can't do this.
A few moments later.
You can taste the chemicals in this. I'm sorry, but look at the ingredients on this. It's wild, look at that. You're buying this thinking that you're eating chicken and mushroom. It's about, like, mushroom is about that big. Oh, like, this is a Z0. At least some of the stuff that you brought, you know, you can see the sugar here, but this is not food at all. This is not food. If you're eating this, you know, it may fill you up, but it's not just the fact that it will affect your insulin secretion. All the chemicals in here will also affect your gut bacteria and it cause inflammation. Please stay away from this, not food. So I'll give this minus Z, minus Z. Minus Z, that's it.
And now in the 2020s, food is just a tap away, with delivery apps dominating mealtimes. But Britain's most popular choice is the meal deal, with over 7 million sold every weekday.
I've never understood how popular these things have become. You know, the way I eat and the way I'm trying to advise people to eat is, you would never need anything like this. You eat your first meal or whatever, but just eat eggs. Why don't you just eat eggs? Go to the meal deal. If you have to eat a meal deal, get some eggs, get a bottle of water, and then get some, like a little pot of fruit. You know, that's healthy, not this. This sandwich, I know it's got a little bit of chicken and bacon in it and the stuffing, but the bread is just sugar. Bread is sugar. It doesn't matter whether it's brown, it doesn't matter whether it's blue, it doesn't matter whether it's yellow. Bread is bread, carbohydrate, sugar. 7 million a day. That's nuts.
Are you gonna crack open that sandwich?
No. I rate this also a Z. This is a sugar and potion. You look at it, it's gonna have 1 million ingredients in it. And crisps. I've never understood crisps. This doesn't make any sense. So now you can see how the food we eat has changed from eating single ingredient foods, mainly animal, to all this ultra processed nonsense that we trusted these food makers to make for us. So make no mistake, the reason why we got obesity epidemic, type 2 diabetes epidemic in most countries is because of what we eat. And as soon as you realize that, you'll be healthier. Wake up.